Stuart in our final update of the year. Not spoken about our last game of November yet, but just to quickly touch up on it, was Edinburgh Community away. How did that game plan out for you?
I thought we were really good. I thought we were really good that night. I felt we probably got off to the worst possible start, and I say this to our boys before, is that sometimes football throws adversity at you. That night the adversity was us not defending a set play properly. We were 1-0 down, and we kept playing. I thought we played some really good stuff, created enough good chances to draw level, which we did. Harry scored after an Adam's free kick. Goalie made a good save, and I think it was 1-1 at half time. And then from that point forward, I thought we were in control of the game. Played a lot of good football, played kind of a slightly different shape, but I thought we dominated the game from start to finish. Our kind of downfall that night probably was we at points it looked too open. It's probably the nature of 20s football as it is, but when the ball broke, we were too slow to run back the way. We maybe didn't have a midfielder go and sit and go and give us a wee bit of protection. And when the ball broke down, kind of we defend on the break every single time. But the football we played was brilliant. Big Leo came on and does what he does and scored a great goal, great finish. Yashu again, a really well taken goal. Okay, it's come for a goalie's kick, but again, him and Brandon both come on, make a good impact in the game. In fact, all three subs do. So that was particularly pleasing. But I thought some of the football we played was really good, really pleasing result.
Keir Bruce was man of the match that night.
Outstanding. Aye, very good. He's got better and better this year so far. His pace across the ground, but particularly I think you look at two of the goals that night, it comes to him driving out with the ball. The free kick that we were on the edge of the box for the first goal comes from Keir driving forward with the football. And again, I think it's our second goal comes for, again, him dispossessing a centre forward, driving out with the ball, playing it to Dan, and two players have driven us kind of 75 yards out the pitch. So he was excellent, defended really well, and he's really come out of shell, but he's been really good this year, deserved it that night as well.
Then it was a local derby for the first game of December. Yeah. A tough test?
Yes, it was. I think probably disappointment, I'll probably go on to it, but I think the disappointment probably the last 3 times, well, that was the third time we've played Haddington, we've not laid a glove on them. I felt, and I still think this, I think they are the best team that we've played this year in terms of the way they move the ball. Their intensity is superb, and they go and play 2 and 3 touch maximum. With that being said, I said to our boys, in hindsight, second half we changed shape and we were a lot better. I think it's probably easy in hindsight to go, should we have gone that first half? And I said that to our boys, but I'm big enough to say that. But I think from our perspective in the first half, I said to our boys was, we need to, as players, you need to take responsibility in terms of not looking after the ball, probably not being brave enough to come and show for the ball. I felt probably, watching it back in the video, we had 1 goal kick that we passed out. All the rest, somebody's batted it back to front towards one striker, and we didn't have anyone near him. So I felt we weren't brave enough to play in the first half, but again, at this level, what it's all about, it's about learning, and in the second half I thought we were excellent. Okay, we still lose the second half 2-0, but I felt we got a grip of the game, we created some good openings, and we played a lot better football, but I can't complain with the result. I thought Haddington were tremendous on the night, really impressive, but my disappointment would be probably having given a good encounter ourselves the last 3 times we've played them now. We've got them again in the new year, but I think we need to give a better account ourselves when we play these so-called better teams in the league.
Despite the result, it was a standard performance from Finlay Goldie again.
Yeah, he's so consistent, he really is, and that's a lad who well, I watched last year quite a lot, and I thought he'd be good enough. I didn't think, I'll put cards on the table, and I said this to Finn, is that I wasn't sure how quick he'd get up to the speed. He's been outstanding, absolutely outstanding, and again that night, for the majority, he's playing up against kind of the best striker in the league in terms of numbers, and Riley Haston, so, and he did really well. He's aggressive, he wants to defend. The biggest difference I've seen in Finlay's game is that he wants to play now a bit more, and his weight of pass is brilliant. I don't think he gave the ball away in the second half particularly. What a defender he's turned into. So it's weird conceding 5 goals and giving the man of the match to defender, but you look at even the 5 goals that we concede, and okay, yeah, there's goals that we can, all 5 goals we can defend better, there's no disputing that, but I felt as a unit, they defended relatively well, defended a lot of crosses, did not have a poor game, so no, Finland deserves a lot of credit this year, being his first year at 20s and playing like that again.
It was a short month in terms of games, so
Yeah.
the final game was just last Friday just passed, and
Yeah.
it was a cup tie at home to Livingston United.
Yeah, what pleases me most probably is after, being honest, getting taught a bit of a lesson by Haddington and the way they moved the ball. Okay, we were better second half. I felt the reaction I got from the boys on Friday just made me really, really proud. Just so much better in possession, kind of braver on the ball, got the ball out through the back. More than the criticism about us on Friday was probably that I felt we played a lot of football in front of them, and probably kind of the cutting edge or the killer pass at points wasn't where it could have been. With that being said, it was a hurricane in Dunbar again, so it's difficult to play that kind of killer pass or the final ball when it's that windy. But I felt some of the football we played was really, really good, and I felt, I'll be honest, I felt a draw in the game to take the game to penalties was the least we deserved it there. But I was really, really pleased with them. Played a lot of good stuff. Still created a lot of good opportunities. Probably just didn't make the goalie work enough, but I don't think Jake should have had a save to make in the game. Find yourself 1-0 down, and the boys showed a lot of character. Keep going and keep playing, and go back in the game. The big man goes and scores an equaliser with a minute to play after Brandon makes a good impact and gets that shot across goal. So no, really, really positive, really good performance. And then penalties, just last 2 penalties, last 2 penalty shootouts. I think we scored 11 out of 12. So very, very good. And Jake makes a great save as well. So really, really pleasing evening. Great way to finish in the year. This year. A really, really good performance.
And again, another one of the back three getting man of the match. This time it was Thomas Allan.
Yeah. It's almost like we're giving turn about now, but Thomas again, very, very good in the ball. Passed the ball forward, defended really, really well. 1v1. Again, another player who was playing 17s last year. Wanted the opportunity to come and play 20s, and he's done really, really well, as we knew he would do. Him and Finlay obviously were in the same team, so got a good kind of understanding in that sense, but very, very positive evening. Did really, really well.
Now we're just going to do a brief year in review for the Man United 20s. So
Yeah.
we'll just start with, what was your biggest high this year?
Good question. In terms of performance wise, I felt Easter House was a big one. For me, it showed and it did kind of confirm how good we can be defensively as well. Went through to Glasgow and kept the team out who at that point hadn't lost a game. Still sit second in their conference. Kept the game at 0-0 and took them to penalties, and I felt on another horrendous night for football, I felt we were absolutely outstanding. Defended really, really well, and I actually felt we were a wee bit unlucky not to win at a normal time, but for me that's probably a standout in terms of the highlight, in terms of togetherness that I've seen. Again, we had a few boys missing that night. For me it was a fantastic performance. If you're talking about other highlights, probably seeing wee Dan go and score his first competitive goal for the first team, really, really good. And again this year, if you're talking kind of in the last season as well, you're probably looking at kind of Harry picking up player of the year, and again Gregor winning the penalty that won the first team in the league. In terms of the year as a whole, there's a lot of positives this year, and particularly since the start of the season, I think a big positive for me is a willingness to see the team go and play, really go and pass the ball and go and create chances. I've said to them for a while now, if midfielders come and take the ball and they do everything right, check the shoulder, bend the run in, and the ball run under the foot and the ball goes and scores, I've got no issue with it, because that's what I'm asking them to do now. And probably the big highlight for me is I've loved watching them. I've loved watching them at points, and they deserve a lot of credit for that, because they have. It's been a big change, and the thing for me is I've really, really enjoyed watching them play football.
So at the start of the year, Stuart, you would have set yourself some goals. Did you manage to reach those goals, and if so, how did you manage to do it?
I think in terms of like where we are as a team, I think we'd like to be higher in the league. I think for me, for the start of the season, the big thing for me would be we need to stop shipping so many goals. That was quite clear, and we've done that. From this point to last season, we've conceded 24 less goals. So that's quite evident how much better we have been this year, and in terms of how much progress we've made with a younger squad as well. And clearly that happened from bringing in players and bringing in real quality. I think the bit for me as well is that we scored 11 more, and that's with our top goal scorer last year being promoted to the first team. Gregor's only played 2 games for us this year, so we've gone and scored more goals this year. We've won 8 more games of football than we did at this point last season, and we've lost 5 less. So whilst those are numbers, and that's not why we're here necessarily, that's often the best way to kind of see progress or kind of, I don't know, progress being evident is by those kind of numbers. So no one can tell me we haven't improved. We've done really well. There's been results and things that, in terms of, I'd like to be different. I'd like to, when we go and play Leith, when we go and play Preston, when we go and play Whitehall this year, I don't think we've been our best version of ourselves at points, albeit the home game I thought we were good. That's probably where we haven't reached where I'd like to be. In terms of the goals and objectives we've set the boys, I don't think we're there yet, but I don't think we've been far off it. I think there's going to be bits and pieces we can do differently, but as a group in games and things that would change that quite drastically, but I don't think we're far away. So in answer to your question, I don't think we're there yet, but I think I'm really happy where we're at in terms of what I've seen from the boys.
You've touched on it briefly. The 20's boys are starting to make quite an impact in the first team.
Yeah,
must be really proud.
No, I think that's what the project's all about, and for me it's just about hopefully seeing more and more be involved. Daniel's done well this year again. He's the next one who's probably been closest to what Gregor's been like. We've seen Thomas make a debut at 16 in a friendly. We've seen Jack Clark involved. Harry Clark made his debut on Saturday, albeit it wasn't long. I'm probably missing 1 or 2 there, but that's pleasing, and ultimately that's where our squad need to want to be. Is go and progress, go and kick on, and can you get near a first team? But I think that also comes back to doing really well here. And we've seen again Yashu, Finlay, all being involved in the bench, so no getting on, but being involved, and that comes from their good form here. So I think there's a track record now, and there's proof that we can push boys towards the first team. I think that's a big selling point, what we've got at Dunbar, to be honest.
And you must set yourself some new goals each year. What, have you got any goals for the new year?
I think for me it's again going. As I said earlier, I think when you come at the end of the season, the points wise, I think that does generally show you kind of progression in terms of quality performances. If your quality performances go up, generally you'll get more points. So I think that's a good gauge. I would like us to go and keep more clean sheets. I think that's evident. But we're defending a lot better. They'll come. I'd like us to probably score more goals. It's quite simple, to be honest. But I feel for performances. I think we could probably have better score lines for some of the performances. I think some of the performances have been good, but we haven't, for whatever reason, maybe lapse of concentration or poor decision making in the final third. But we maybe haven't got the kind of the end result that I think our overall performance deserves. That's what you get with young players, and that's what you get with the kind of boys who are learning. I've got absolutely no issue whatsoever with boys making mistakes, and that's probably what people need to understand as well, is that football isn't linear. Some boys who are the same age as someone else will take less time to progress than someone else. That's just the way it is, and at 20s we can't just go and bring the best here. It's about developing the one who you've got, and then bringing in the boys who you think will add to your group. But you're not just going to add in brilliant players all the time. You need to work with players, you need to make them better, and that doesn't happen overnight. So I'd like us to go and pick up more points in terms of against the teams above us in the league. I'd like us to go and take more points off them, and I'd like us to go and start keeping more clean sheets. Clearly I go along with that. I'd like to see more boys get involved and hopefully make a debut in the first team. So those are my 3, but I'm happy with where we're at, and I've no doubt they'll kick on.
And just finally, Stuart, have you got a message to everybody at Dunbar United on the 20s?
No, I do. I say a big thank you to kind of all the parents and everyone continues to come along and support us. Again, even recently, I don't think we've had a nice night for football in about 5 weeks. So coming along supporting the boys is greatly appreciated from kind of the sponsors, kind of Stacey Group, Blueprint, and the Supporters Club, who are all kind of on our strips or training gear. It's greatly appreciated. I think it goes without saying, like this project, even from day one when we first started, it probably couldn't have happened without that kind of support. So we do really greatly appreciate it. And again, if the boys are here, they'd echo that message as well. So I'd like to wish everyone a very happy, a very good Christmas and a very happy New Year when it comes.
Well, Stuart, thanks for all your efforts this year and look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you.